Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Marian White, and with me is my co-host since the early or mid-90s, we're not really sure, Ken Bialo. Great to have you here, Ken.
Good evening, Marian. Nice to see you.
And we call this Larchmont today because we've both been involved in Larchmont for a long time.
We're involved in Larchmont. Had been.
We still pay taxes.
Okay. Yes.
But you were a trustee on the Larchmont Village Board for 11 years and mayor in the village of Larchmont for 4.
And you were on the board for 4, and then thereafter chair of the now defunct Republican Party.
You're only speaking locally, right?
I'm speaking locally, defunct. Defunctness.
Well, we'll talk about other defunctness later on.
Other defunctness.
Well, the most exciting thing that has happened is the Power of 10, which is the Furniture Share House Gala and Fundraiser, which they're so nice. You guys are so nice. You don't do it every year. You do it every other year. So that makes it much more exciting. And you had some statistics of how many people they've helped?
You may have received this in the mail. Oh, you were looking at the piece that you brought in from the email. Computer email, and I have the actual invitation here in my hand, which you may have received. There you go. And
we hope you noticed.
Yes, they have received. Power of 10. The Power of 10 is the logo. It is a Friday evening, October 28th. That's in, 2 weeks and a few? Mm-hmm. Starts at 6:30. It's at Marian Beach and Yacht Club, and it is the every other year fundraiser. It is the benefit. It is what allows Furniture Share House to continue. But the statistics that Marian was referring to are on the back of the invite, and it goes like this. Since 2007, and in fact this is April of 2007, so it's been 9.5 years, 10,000 people have benefited from the free furniture that is given out by the Share House, which is collected from you all out there in Westchester County who call in or write in or do whatever you need to do to alert us to gently used furniture. Dave Vattulo, who is one of this year's honorees, Mover of the Decade.
I think that's wonderful.
Goes out and fetches it from you.
I hope the insurer is back.
and brings it into the warehouse, and then people who are leaving shelters and veterans who are leaving shelters and battered women and children who are leaving shelters obtain housing through the county, but the county does not provide, or through the county or through charitable organizations, but those don't provide furniture. So what you give to the Furniture Share House goes into the Share House. They come in and pick it out with the assistance of shopping assistants who do a great job. It's batched up and then delivered out to them. And the numbers are 10,000 people have benefited from this particular service. 3,600 homes have been furnished through this particular service. And here's the astounding number. 57,000 items have been given away for free, collected from all of us, into the warehouse, and then distributed when people come in and make the selection with the assistance of their personal shopping, volunteer shopping assistants.
Well, what really impresses me about this was just, I'm sorry,
okay,
the brainchild of your wife.
Yes.
Who then went to the Junior League and got some help.
Yes, got them to, here, take a sip of water, and got them to to put up the seed money, and found an available site of very substantial size, I don't know, 6,500 square feet, that was being unused at the Westchester County Airport, and
well, and she's gone to hotels and gotten furniture from hotels. I mean, it's just the way it's grown.
Yeah.
It's just
incredible. Hotels call her actually saying, we're redoing this half of the hotel. Can you take like 4 billion items, lamps and couches and chairs and
isn't that wonderful? So she's got name recognition. Her Furniture Share House has name recognition.
It does.
Which is terrific.
Yes, it does.
Well, this should be a party honoring Kate.
Well, I actually thought about that. maybe a little surprise thingy.
Oh, okay.
I
that
thought
would be
about
good.
that, but it's a secret.
Okay. And I want to hear the story. I'm sure Kate will tell the story about West Hab, who was the original member agency.
Yep.
And we know Dave Vitullo has been the mover for the 10 years.
Yep, mover of the decade. That's really a great title.
And then I'm eager to learn about Bruce Figler, who is on the Peak 107 FM,
Right.
the radio station. And we listen to that from time to time. It has really good music. So.
Bruce is going to be the master of ceremonies.
Oh, okay. Well, I better start listening to the station more.
So he's going to conduct the whole deal. Yeah, if you want to talk music, you find Bruce during the course of the cocktail hour and go to work.
Okay. I have
West Hab is, West Hab was what, the way people come to Furniture Share House is through member agencies. There are 30 or 35 member agencies. They sign up, they pay a small fee at the beginning of the year. And then they are the counselors and folks who work at these member agencies call in to schedule a visit by somebody, X. And they vouch for the fact that this person is moving out of a facility and will have housing, Section 8 housing or some other sort of housing, and doesn't have
empty
the
housing,
wherewithal.
actually.
Yes, the wherewithal, exactly right. So they basically represent that and then meet, and then they are scheduled from these calls that they make. 30 or 35 agencies. Some agencies are more active than others. West Hab is an agency that was very instrumental in encouraging Kate to go forward with this.
Oh,
and to
really?
Make it, and to make it happen. And I've forgotten Bob's last name, but anyway, Bob, who is the great force at this organization, was really very helpful to Kate and spent time being a mentor in the sense of this would be a good thing to do. What do you think of this idea? What do you think of that idea? And so they're great, and they are being honored. They were right there at the beginning.
Well,
But right now Kate has Department of Social Services. She has all kinds of federations, Catholic charities, Jewish charities, all these things. I mean, really, it's amazing.
she's becoming a power broker.
I don't know if you could call this power broker, but
Well, I mean,
anyway.
just think, it was just an idea in her head and how she made it grow and flourish.
Well, it turned out when she set this thing up, it turned out that there were actually a few others around the country. And she thought, well, it was a great idea, but then she kind of went on the web, but this is in 2005 maybe, or 2004, 2006. And there were a couple of others. I think there are a lot more now. But there was one in Minneapolis that she went to visit specifically, and they had overhead racks and forklifts. And
Oh, that would be fun. I'd love to do a
Who's
forklift.
got money to do stuff like that?
Well, you're right. Well, I'm really excited about this.
Yep, it's going to be great.
And just to congratulate Kate, and also you've been such a help on the legal front.
Well, I don't know if I've been a help at all, but here, listen, folks, this is on Friday, February 28th, starting at 6:30 p.m. at Merrimack Beach and Yacht Club. You can get tickets at the door, but it's better if you sign up in advance, and you can do that at www.furnituresharehouse.org. You can get tickets there or make donations through the website, and it would be great if you made a donation, but it'd be even better if you came and enjoyed the event, because they are fun events. At the last one, we had, I don't know, 350 people or whatever the number was, and a lot of food.
And the wine was flowing.
Yes,
it was great.
and yeah, that's right. Your ticket includes access to the bar, as we say.
Yes. Well,
And all these vignettes that there's a huge designer committee. There must be 24 designers who take furniture that gets put aside in the share house because it looks like it has some sort of decorator value. It's put aside, and then when these benefit things are done every other year, they bring them out, and the designers come in and pick stuff, and they are the ones who set up these vignettes.
So sort of random stuff that's put together and looks like it was always meant to be.
Yeah, they have the experience and the artistic sense to take this stuff and turn it into these little vignettes. So remember last time there was a little hunting lodge thing, and there was a little library thing, a Sunday breakfast kind of thing, and it's all set up. And Peter Finelli, who is a trustee in the village of Larchmont.
You mean Bubba?
I mean Bubba. Supplies the platforms, the staging, and the lighting. and he does it for nothing.
Isn't that
and
nice?
Yeah, he's an integral part of this.
Well, and I guess Ethan Allen has donated brand new furniture with a value of $10,000,
Yes.
which you can bid on. So
Yes,
that
was the thing that I couldn't get on the TV because the picture I had was too small. But
Well,
yeah, it's pretty great. There's some other headlines there. Diane Cannon.
oh, just people doing different.
Let's see. Danielle Reinhardt is creating warm industrial, and Helen is doing Brooklyn Brewery, and Diane Cannon is doing the Polo Club and Italian chic. I mean, they have themes, and they're phenomenally creative. Here, for example, I bet we could do this.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do this. Here, there's also going to be a boutique, so you don't even have to go to the vignettes. There's going to be a boutique where you can we get this on the screen? Camera 2, Missy? Come in. No, we can't come in. This is it, huh? Okay. Okay, well, anyway, this is
I could sort of
champagne
see it.
glasses, or this is wine glasses and coffee and tea service. This is a silver teacup. Here's a vintage iron plant stand. These are going to be available off on the side, so you can actually buy individual items without having to shop the entire vignettes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So these are smaller items that are going to be available.
Well, again, it's www.furnituresharehouse.org. Sorry, .org.
.org. Oh, here's the Ethan Allen thing. I don't know. We giving up on pictures? I guess we have given up on
I think
pictures.
it's hard.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
There we are.
Well,
October 28th.
Speaking of Trustee Peter Bubba Finelli,
Yes.
he was very active at Larchmont's 125th celebration that was, I guess, 2 Saturdays ago. It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day.
And I was there because the Larchmont Rotary was manning one of the stations to sell water and drinks to help out. And so that was a lot of fun. But I mean, the energy was amazing. You know, the music, and they had games for the young people. And then at one point, they had a bubble machine. And so I had my grandson with me, and he was just fascinated trying to reach for the bubbles.
You didn't send him up in a bubble, did you?
No.
Well, people here live in a bubble, so sometimes they float in the same
Well,
bubble.
you're right. It was just an amazing time. So I wanted to congratulate all the people that put it together,
Now,
because it really was fun.
at an art show, a big truck event,
Yeah. Oh, yes.
But
Oh no, but
no
you
dog
couldn't
parade.
climb. You could not climb on the trucks. Bill actually took Pearson and was hoping to climb on the trucks.
yeah, in the old
but-
days when we started it.
No, I know. Well, that's why I expected you'd be able to climb on the trucks, but you couldn't this time.
Oh, they're getting fussy.
Well, it may have been because, remember, they had 3 different days going on there. They had the art thing going, and the trucks, and then all this celebration for the 125th. So I'm hoping next year the big trucks will be accessible. You know, it was really pretty crowded in the space
Yeah, we
where
started
they
big
were.
trucks, and we started the art show.
Yes, you did.
Big trucks with Diane Courtney, who was our chief librarian. It was
Uh-huh.
actually her idea. She came to me and she said, "What do you think about that?" I said, "Great. Kids would love that stuff."
I loved it. I remember climbing around the fire trucks. Yeah, so hopefully next year.
Okay, good luck.
So, but, well, anyway, I just wanted to congratulate them on a wonderful event. So then we were going to talk about the proposed land use laws for the village of Larchmont.
Do we not have enough time?
Well, we have 15 minutes. So what do you want to get to?
Well, you want to do 5 minutes on that election and 5 minutes on the presidential and
Okay.
2 minutes on the Sunday fund, so we have
Okay, so we
5
better
minutes.
get started.
Yeah.
So we're doing 5 minutes of this?
That's what I thought.
Okay, good.
Yes, no?
Yes, that's good.
Okay, so the village board has got public hearings set up to hear a lot of proposed amendments to the village zoning code. And they hired Richard Price as their consultant on this, as I hired Richard Price in 2002.
He's the go-to guy, I guess.
Well, I think it was actually sensible to pick up with him, even though He'd not done anything for, I don't know, 12 or 13 years for the village.
Right, he has the history.
Because he has the history, he knew that he had the general parameters, you know, he knew where the bathroom was in Village Hall, so to speak. He had some experience. But anyway, we had 3 phases that we were going to do with the zoning code. The first phase was to deal with the McMansions immediately. The second phase was to clean up the typos and crazy inconsistencies that we found in the code. And the third phase was going to be to do the tough stuff. Well, sadly, the 2006 election got in the way, and I never got a chance we did phase 1, we did phase 2. I never got a chance to do phase 3. And lo and behold, this board has taken on phase 3, and it addresses things like maximum house size, setbacks, lot coverage, stormwater control, changing the natural contours of a property, which is a stormwater issue, height of retaining walls, limiting removal of trees during development, and so forth and so on. Congratulations. It's a lot of work to do this. It's a lot of work. And it's hard to, you can't really make all the choices because this was regarded as the tough stuff, right? After I got the McMansions out of the way in a hurry. And by the way, you can design all your zoning codes to avoid McMansions, knock yourself out. But in a couple of years, the architects are going to figure out how to get around it because it's their job to do that, right? The clients come in and they say, I need to expand my house. I need to do this, blah, blah, blah. And they say, well, the zoning code says this, so let me think about that. And they go, well, I think if we can do this, then that would be okay. Oh, could you live with that? Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, good, good.
So they're very creative.
They are creative. They're supposed to be creative.
Yes.
So, when you make big changes to a zoning code, as we did in 2002, 2003, you can't really expect them to last a long time. You got to expect that every 3 or 4 years, you got to go back and revisit this stuff because they have passed your intellectual efforts on the last go-round. They're just better than you are, and they're continually working on it. Anyway, this is phase 3, which is the tough choices. And the village board, to their credit, are going to have hearings about this. And I hope that they haven't made up their mind on any of this stuff, and that they're going to have hearings. That one house that prompted all of this, Preserve Larchmont, we have a sign in front of our house,
right,
in an effort to preserve some of the historic character. The one house may not, I don't know whether the intention was to cover it. I don't see it specifically addressed in here. You can't do spot zone. You can't zone for a particular house. You have to zone. Zone means, right? Zone means you go a broad swath, and you can do things like historic overlay zones and different kinds of things. But every time you declare some house historic, that means that somebody who wants to put on a new coat of paint may have to come and get your permission to do it. So you have to set up accelerated ways to do that. That isn't evident in here, but what is evident in here, there's a lot of thought about trying to improve on the existing zoning code in many of these difficult ways. And I think that's a credit. And I hope they are open-minded and that people come in and make intelligent comments, unlike the presidential campaign where people are throwing food and pies at each other. I hope people come in and exercise the franchise to petition the board and have a good conversation about it.
Well, I think because there is this group that's very interested and got this whole thing going, I believe they do at meetings that members come and,
of this
they're well attended.
Preserve Larchmont thing.
Yes.
Well, it may well be that they are. You don't want to press too hard, because if you press too hard, it looks too self-interested. And if it's really self-interested, for example, if all of these people were neighbors of the property on Ocean Avenue, it might have a funny appearance.
A ring around it.
It might have a funny appearance, but I think their points are valid, and I think the points that the village board has, and Jim Stout, I'm sure, has done the drafting, or I've forgotten the young woman's name, done the drafting here to amend things. What they didn't do was give us the code and then the adds and strikes. They didn't do that.
Oh,
So
that would always be
can't
interesting,
really,
wouldn't
you
it?
can't really compare. You
Yeah.
don't really know what changes they made. That's it.
That's
I
what
wish
would
they
be
I wish they
interesting.
had done that.
Yeah.
So you could see whether and
Where they're
and what,
headed.
whether and what.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it's certainly a lot of work, and there's certainly a lot of concern about these kinds of issues, and I commend them for doing that. And I think it's great. They did phase 3, or they're trying to do phase 3.
Well, I commend you for reading that, but you're the one that actually started the whole process.
Well,
so.
we did that McMansion thing, and boy, we thought we had everything locked up, and it turns out we didn't. Oh my God, we left that out. There's a hole there. Oh no.
So I just wanted to talk about one of the local elections for a moment. you know, mostly they're just really nice people that are running, and they're willing to sacrifice themselves to help us. And there's one that's interesting to me for the state senate. Julie Killian is challenging George Latimer. And there was a letter to the editor in the October 7th Mamaroneck Review. And this lady is congratulating George on not making nasty attacks. And she says, George can hold his head high for being a decent and hardworking guy. That is why we like him, and one of the reasons he gets such support on Election Day. And I certainly agree with that wholeheartedly.
She hasn't read Phil Reisman's column, where there was an exchange between the Killian camp and the Latimer camp, which is just as low and miserable as what we're seeing on the president. But my guess is that George, in fact, Julie Killian, neither George nor Julie Killian said it themselves. They had other people dealing with the low stuff, and they kept their heads up. And I think running a campaign on the high road is just, it's hard to do, but it's...
Well, the one thing that interests me about Julie is to enact term limits in Albany. And I just, you know, the whole U.S. seems to be in such trouble because of these career politicians. And so I'm very positive about that. And then she has some other good ideas. But, you know, George, I know, is a terrific supporter of Furniture Share House, and he's a member of Rotary. So I like him a great deal. I just thought it was interesting. This term limits thing I find interesting.
I think Julie would be a tremendous supporter of Furniture Share House also. It just so happens that George got there first. And he has been helping out. And, you know, he gave Kate that award as a woman of distinction. 50 or 60 in the state of New York. I don't know, it was 2 or 3 years ago. Invited us up to Albany.
That's right.
Steve Otis, who was our assemblyman, and George kind of marched us around. Didn't I ever tell you about Steve introduced us to the Speaker of the Assembly? Oh, hysterical. We're not going to do it. We'll do it some other show.
No, we have to get to the highlight.
It's very funny.
Okay. What is this Hillary doll, Ken?
Well, in case people don't know, there is a presidential election. It's been a real...
I wish I didn't know.
It's really been a mudslinger. It's the worst of American politics, as far as I can tell. It's just awful. And you listen to the radio or the TV every day. Somebody's got some other piece of
And you don't believe anything that anyone says.
Well, you can't believe anybody. Anything. On one side is Hillary and the subservient media, both print and airwaves, and the money people. And then the other side is a rank amateur. I mean, Hillary's a professional, and she's got professional staff that went through the foundation.
Been doing this for 30 and 40 years.
30 or 40 years. I mean, you know, they got her program. She says what they tell her to say, no matter how disingenuous. It doesn't matter. The press only carries good things about her, and they only carry terrible things about Trump. And I got to say, Trump likes to do things that will catch your attention.
One way or another.
The business about this groping thing, I don't know. You know, the guy was 61 years old, 9 years ago. Why is that even in the conversation? It's really revolting. But anyway, my daughter from Atlanta, Jackie, came up and gave us this for our dog. It's a dog toy in the form of Hillary. And she said that at home, for her dog, she has a dog toy in the form of Donald Trump. So each dog can have something to say about the election. Are we talking about the Sunday fun now? If we're talking about dogs? No. Okay. We're just going to put Hillary over here.
We can talk another minute or so about the presidential if you wanted to.
I don't know. What do you think? It's just awful. How embarrassing.
Well, I guess what we were finally coming down to is, you know, are you for the same thing, or do you want to take a wild chance on something being different? And I think that's, you know, basically how to put it.
There's no question that it wouldn't be the programmed garbage that you get from the Hillary side or the Obama side. It wouldn't be that.
Right.
It would be something else.
Right. We don't know what.
But we don't know what. So it's really, you want to roll the dice, or do you want to go with what you got?
Have the same old, same old.
Yeah, but I do resent the media establishment and the money people, and particularly the media, the stories that they write, the stuff that they print, and the sort of one-sidedness, and then they drop a story. If it turns out that the shape of the story is going against it, they drop it.
Right.
I mean, if you just sort of open it up and make it a little fairer, you might get a few less, perhaps fewer tweets. I mean, it really rigs. The two debates, the moderators for the vice presidential and for the first presidential debate. I mean, grow up. I mean, turn all your tough questions over here, and then you let off Hillary on the emails and the scandals and the Benghazi and Libya and Syria, and you do nothing about that? Really? You don't even mention that? Really? She's touting that she's the Secretary of State and nothing?
Okay, Sunday Fund.
Sunday Fund. The Sunday Fund adds up to a grand total of, we don't know how much, but it might be like $12 or $15, and for which we are going to buy treats for Sunday. What we urge is everybody, whoever you're voting for, whether you're voting Democrat, Republican, this presidential candidate, that senatorial candidate, get out and vote, for God's sakes.
Well,
it's the first Tuesday of November.
educate yourself. Don't just listen to the media. You know, actually go to some websites. You know, go to, Trump has a website, Hillary has a website. You know, why not see what they're actually saying?
I don't know what you can do to educate yourself, but good luck doing it. It certainly would be great if people educated themselves and voted. And voted.
Well, and we're informed voters, right.
Okay. That's
Okay,
it. That's the end of our show. Good luck.
One way or
good
another.
Good luck and good night. Yeah. And
thank you very much
yeah,
to the
happy
talent
Halloween
out there.
Happy Election Day. Cheers.
Yes,
Sunday, thanks you all.
We will be on after the elections where we can laugh or cry, whatever. So thank you very much.